I thought that was only for young people. That's what so many seniors say when someone mentions SNAP, the food benefit most people still call food stamps. And that one belief, that quiet assumption, is keeping millions of older Americans from claiming money for groceries that they already earned. Right now, about 3 out of every 5 seniors who qualify for SNAP are not enrolled. That's close to 5 million older adults going without help, that's sitting there, funded, waiting for them. And here's the reason that breaks my heart the most. The biggest thing stopping them isn't that they don't qualify. It's shame. And a handful of myths that simply aren't true, including one about how small the benefit is that's flat out wrong. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to bust every one of those myths, show you why you probably qualify even if you're sure you don't, and prove that this is a benefit you earned, not charity. Let me start by knocking down the biggest myth of all. Here's the truth that changes everything. SNAP is not a young person's program. Nearly 8 million older Americans use it right now. And the idea that it's not worth the trouble because you only get $20. That's the myth that costs seniors the most. Because $23 is just the minimum. The average SNAP benefit for an older adult is $188 a month. 80% of seniors on SNAP get more than the minimum. That's real grocery money, nearly $2,000 a year. And this is the part I need you to hear. You paid into this country your entire working life. Your taxes fund this program. Claiming it is not taking a handout, it is collecting a benefit you already paid for. The same way you paid for Social Security and Medicare. So do not let a myth about age, or a fear of what someone might think, talk you out of money that's yours. Let me show you what happens when a senior finally lets go of that belief. Because this story is one I've heard 100 times. Meet a man we'll call Frank. He's 73. Retired tradesman. Proud as they come. He worked hard his whole life and never took a dime he didn't earn. So when his daughter suggested he look into SNAP, he waved it off. That's for young folks and people who won't work, he said. Not for me. Meanwhile, quietly, he'd been buying less at the grocery store, skipping the fresh stuff, even stretching his medications to make ends meet on a fixed income. It took his daughter months to convince him to just apply, no harm in checking. She said. So they did. And Frank qualified for around $180 a month. Not 20. $180. It turned out his medical costs and his rent counted heavily in his favor. And it didn't just help with food, it opened the door to discounts on his utilities too. A few weeks in, Frank told his daughter something a lot of seniors say. I wish I'd done this years ago. That pride nearly cost him thousands of dollars and a lot of skipped meals. Don't let it cost you. Let me walk you through the exact myths that held Frank back. If this is changing how you see SNAP, tap subscribe. I make sure seniors claim every benefit they've earned. Okay, here are the 4 myths, and the truth behind each. Myth 1. It's only for young people or the unemployed. The truth is the opposite. Seniors 60 and older actually have easier, more generous rules than younger applicants, which we'll get to. The reason older folks are a smaller share of SNAP is precisely because so many of you wrongly count yourselves out. Myth 2. It's only $20, not worth the hassle. We just covered this. The average for seniors is $188 a month, and most get well above the minimum. Myth 3. If I take it, I'm taking food from someone who needs it more. This one is simply false. SNAP isn't a fixed pot that runs out. Everyone who qualifies and enrolls gets their benefit. Your enrollment doesn't reduce anyone else's by a single dollar. And myth 4. The quiet ones. It's welfare. And it's embarrassing. Please let that go. You earn this through decades of paying taxes. And practically speaking, your benefits come on a card that looks and works exactly like a debit card. Nobody at the checkout knows or cares. There is no shame in feeding yourself well with a benefit you paid for. Now, Let me show you why you probably qualify. Here's what most seniors don't realize. If you're 60 or older, you get special rules that let far more people qualify than expect to. For one, you skip the gross income test that trips up younger applicants. And you get powerful deductions that lower your countable income, most importantly. Medical expense deduction. If you have out-of-pocket costs for prescriptions, doctor visits, your Medicare premiums, dental, or even rides to appointments, those can be subtracted, which pushes many seniors under the limit and raises their benefit. And here's a stunning fact. Only about 16% of eligible seniors actually use that medical deduction. The rest are leaving money on the table. On top of that, your home doesn't count against you, your car doesn't count, and your retirement accounts don't count. So owning your house or having some savings does not disqualify you. This is exactly why the rule is. Don't decide in your head that you don't qualify. Let the state run your real numbers. Next, let me kill the last excuse that it's too much of a hassle. A lot of seniors picture a mountain of paperwork and give up before they start. But the process for older adults is often much simpler. Many states offer what's called the Elderly Simplified Application, a shorter form. Less paperwork, a longer approval period so you're not constantly renewing, and sometimes no interview at all. And if the process still feels like too much, you don't have to do it alone. You can name a trusted family member or friend as an authorized representative, someone who can apply for you, and even use the card to shop for you. That's a huge help for anyone with mobility or health challenges. If your income is very low, you may even get benefits within 7 days. And remember, SNAP often unlocks other savings too, like discounts on your utility bills and internet. So the "it's too much hassle" excuse just doesn't hold up, especially not when it's standing between you and $2,000 a year. One last thing to clear up, because there's been some news about it. You may have heard about new SNAP work requirements and gotten worried. So let me be clear and calm about it. Those rules are aimed at able-bodied adults without dependents. And while the age range was expanded, if you're 65 or older, or you have a health condition that limits your ability to work, you're generally exempt. For most true seniors, this simply doesn't apply, but if you're between 60 and 64 and unsure, just ask your local SNAP office. They'll tell you exactly where you stand. Here's how to start. Go to your state's SNAP office, search your state's name plus SNAP application, or call your local area agency on aging through the eldercare locator at 1-800-677-1116. And they'll point you to the right place. When you apply, bring proof of your income, your rent and utility costs. And this is the one that unlocks the bigger benefit, records of your medical expenses. So let's put the myths to rest for good. 1. SNAP is not just for young people. Nearly 8 million seniors use it, with easier rules for your age. 2. It's not $20. The senior average is $188 a month. 3. You're not taking from anyone. It's funded for you. 4. It's a benefit you earned, not charity. And 5. It's easier to apply than you think, and you probably qualify for more than you'd guess. The single most valuable thing you can do today. Let go of "that's not for me" and just apply. Let the state run the numbers. There's no penalty for trying, and it could mean nearly $2,000 a year in groceries. If this helped, subscribe so the next benefit you've earned finds you. And share it with a proud senior in your life who's been saying that's only for young people. You might put food on their table. I'll see you in the next one.